You know, all this buzz about AI changing the world. Well, this article we're diving into today, it says, get this. We aren't just close to the future, we're living right at the start of it. The dawn of what this article calls the intelligence age. So buckle up, because this deep dive is going to blow our minds.
Yeah, and what's really wild is that the article doesn't just talk about this intelligence age like it's some abstract thing. It gets right down to the nitty-gritty. It basically says, we've figured out how to turn sand, plain old sand, into machines that can create crazy powerful AI.
It's insane when you think about it, right? Like, what would our grandparents even make of all this? We're talking flying cars, algorithms composing symphonies, phones that understand what you're saying. It'd be pure magic to them.
It's a total game changer. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, this could be the biggest thing since, well, since humans discovered fire.
Whoa, really? You think it's that big of a deal?
Absolutely. Think about it. Fire, way back when, it totally changed what was even possible. Suddenly we could control energy, build new tools, cook our food. This whole AI thing,
Yeah.
it's got that same potential to revolutionize things, but on a scale we can barely wrap our heads around.
Okay, I'm with you. But how did we even get to this point? How did we go from sand to, like you said, magic AI dust? The article had a surprisingly simple answer, if I remember right. It all comes down to.
Deep learning. Basically, it's this algorithm that learns from data, kind of like how we learn from experience.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. The more information you feed a deep learning system, the smarter it gets.
So it's like we finally figured out how to make machines learn, and now there's no limit to what they can do.
Exactly. It's not like the old days where you programmed a computer to do just one specific thing, like play chess. Deep learning algorithms can theoretically tackle any problem you throw at them, as long as you've got the data to feed them. Like, imagine a doctor trying to diagnose a super rare illness. They could take all the medical research ever, all the patient histories, everything, and feed it into a deep learning system.
And boom, the AI could find patterns, connections, solutions that even the smartest human doctors might miss. It'd be like having a whole team of superpowered medical assistants working around the clock.
Exactly. And it's not even just about these huge complex problems. The article talked about personalized AI too. Imagine having like your own personal chef AI that knows your diet and cooks you the perfect meal every time. Or a stylist AI that picks out your clothes based on your taste. It'd be like having a team of experts just for you, 24/7.
Okay, now that's just cool. But this all sounds so, I don't know, utopian. Like, too good to be true. The article did say there were some challenges too, right? Things we need to watch out for. Because, let's be real, big changes like this always come with a few bumps in the road, don't they? You're preaching to the choir. It's like that saying, right? Every rose has its thorn. And in this case, some of these thorns are, well, they're pretty sharp. Like, remember how the article talked about jobs?
Yeah, that's the big one. Every time we've had a huge tech revolution like this, the job market kind of goes through a shakeup. Remember what happened during the Industrial Revolution? Suddenly we've got machines doing what humans used to do. I mean, imagine you were a shoemaker back then, making everything by hand. Suddenly your whole world is turned upside down.
And this time around, with AI, it's like any job that involves information could be on the chopping block, right? We're talking data entry, legal research, heck, maybe even writing podcast scripts.
Don't worry, I'm pretty sure you're safe for now. But yeah, you're totally right. We got to figure out how to prepare people for this whole new world of work. The article really stressed that, remember. We need education, retraining, the whole 9 yards.
It really makes you wonder, what even is a good education these days? It's changing so fast. I mean, it used to be all about memorizing facts and figures, right? But now, with Google at our fingertips, it's different. It's more about critical thinking, problem solving, being creative.
Nailed it. Those are the skills that really matter in an AI-powered world. Because here's the thing, even the most advanced AI out there, it still needs us. It needs humans to set the goals, to ask the right questions, to make sense of all the data. It's all about this partnership, you see. Human ingenuity working hand in hand with artificial intelligence.
So it's not just about teaching people how to code or even just how to work with AI. It's about nurturing those uniquely human skills that AI just can't replicate. Like we were talking about creativity, right? And empathy, critical thinking, all that good stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need people who can look at AI and say, okay, is this ethical? Is this fair? Is this actually making the world a better place? People who can bridge the gap between this super complex technology and, well, the rest of us. People who aren't afraid to learn and adapt because, let's face it, things are changing faster than ever.
True, true. It's a lot to take in, but the article wasn't all doom and gloom, right? If I remember correctly, it had a pretty optimistic outlook. Like, it emphasized that we aren't just along for the ride. We have choices. We have the
Yeah.
power to shape how AI develops.
Right. It's not about some predetermined future. It's about us deciding what we want that future to look like.
Okay.
And that starts with understanding AI, its possibilities, sure, but also its limits. What can it really do? What shouldn't it do? We got to ask these tough questions now so we can make smart choices moving forward.
It's like that part in the article, remember, where it talked about playing positive sum games with AI. It's not humans versus machines. It's figuring out how to use this incredible power to make things better for everyone.
Yeah, it really does feel like, I don't know, we're holding the keys to the future or something, right?
Yeah,
Like we've got this crazy powerful AI, and which way we go from here, it's up to us.
totally. Like we're all standing at one of those crossroads you read about in stories, And every path, it leads somewhere different. The choices we make now, they matter.
It's kind of daunting when you think about it like that, but also exciting. Like one thing that really got me thinking was that part where the article said we can't even imagine the problems our kids are going to be solving in the future.
I know, right? It makes sense, though. If AI takes over all the stuff we find hard now, it's like, what's left for humans to do? Exactly. Except, come up with even bigger questions, push the boundaries even further.
Right. And that's what's so exciting. It's like we're not just stuck in this loop of solving the same problems over and over.
Yeah.
AI could free us up to tackle things we haven't even dreamed of yet.
I like the way you think, but it also begs the question, how do we even prepare for that? How do we equip ourselves, our kids, for a future that's so unknown?
Well, the article touched on that too, and I thought it was a really good point.
Hmm.
It's not about teaching specific skills anymore. Like, who knows what skills will even be relevant in 20 years, right?
Right.
It's more about, like, mindsets.
Yeah.
Being adaptable, being able to learn new things crazy fast, being okay with not having all the answers right away. And of course, like we've been talking about, all those human skills, the creativity, the empathy, that stuff isn't going out of style anytime soon.
So it's less about like handing them a map and more about teaching them to be good explorers.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe some of the tools they'll use to explore, they'll be powered by AI. Imagine personalized AI tutors for every kid, helping them learn in the way that works best for them. Pretty wild,
Yeah,
right?
it's mind-blowing. This whole conversation, it really hammers home that we aren't just living through history, we're making history right now. This article, it wasn't just information, it was a call to action, a call to really pay attention, to get involved, to think big about the world we want to create.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's not some story that's already written. We're writing it right now, all of us. And that's a pretty powerful feeling, don't you think? To know that the choices we make, the conversations we have, they're shaping the future. So if you take away one thing from all this, I hope it's this. The future of AI, it's not set in stone. It's a choose-your-own adventure, and we all have a hand in writing it. What kind of future will you create?